and Duane, the other co-director, and the producer Peter were very interested in doing a short film. And I said, well, I have this script laying around, and so we expanded it. So that's what you get the expanded version. It was dialogue heavy as you saw, because we thought we were going to be doing it on Zoom and would have no picture behind us. So,
So can you tell me about co-directing? What does that look like?
I don't recommend it. Two control freaks in a room. I feel like I would have given Duane the directorship, but I wanted a little control, and I was going to be on. I lost an actor who was going to play the doctor, and so when I realized I was going to do that part, I found a co-director, and we've known each other since we were 6, so we can very much speak the same language. So it was very easy actually, and it was very back and forth, very very collaborative.
That's great.
Yeah.
What are the challenges of science fiction?
Dialogue heavy, concepts, exposition without making it sound too dry or boring. Hopefully we did that for you, I hope. All right, I got 1 thumbs up, so at least one person is happy, thank you. Yeah.
And then why 4:3 for the aspect ratio for the present day scenes?
We just wanted to distinguish the 2 worlds. We thought it would be fun to play around with format. Has anyone else tried that? It's kind of cool. This is the first time you've tried it?
Yeah.
Oh, and is that like because that was the first time I'd really played around with it. And
Yeah, you did it. I think it was yours. I made a movie where it over the course of 80 minutes it goes from 16:9 into 1:1.
Oh, that's
and it
so
goes
cool.
like a pixel like every 2 seconds. It's
What?
really it's wacky.
I want to see that. Bring it
You can.
Okay. Change. So I think we're as the independent filmmakers, we're looking for anything that can add production value. I think things like that, those little tricks can kind of help, and anything that can tell the story a little better, it just, I find those things just fun, to try out.
Yeah, certainly. And as the writer, what got you jazzed on this story?
Well, I have vertigo. I've had some experiences where I was on I was summiting a mountain, and all of a sudden my legs just started buckling and shaking, and I could not move for about 5 minutes, and I didn't know what I was going to do. And so that sort of inspired that kind of phobia. And then I was talking about the online therapy, and I was wondering, where's therapy going in the future? And then I'm just kind of a fan of those guys like Philip K. Dick and Ursula K. Le Guin, or what's up there? It's like, what's the middle initial? Some of these sci-fi writers who deal with memory and taking memories out, things like Total Recall and stuff. So I just like that kind of idea.
Yeah, the seer reminded me of The Giver. That's what I got there. And then, can you tell me, the filmmakers out there, what was the all is lost moment? Was there a moment of insurmountable challenge to overcome?
I feel like the first one for me was, so I'm acting in it and I'm directing. I'm wearing too many hats, and so the first thing was, can I get all my part shot first so I can be behind the scenes for the rest of the thing? So we shot like 9 pages of dialogue on the first day.
Wow.
And then we had to do it for James, the other actor, the next day. But luckily, I just wanted to get mine out of the way first. So the first day was just just this tons of dialogue, getting that, and I think I would say I didn't answer your question. So all is lost. I would say that it was just more the day before that day. I was like, I don't think I could do this. I don't think I could do this.
And then, what did you learn throughout this process about filmmaking, about yourself as an artist?
I like to. I heard Sam Raimi, mentioned, and I read Bruce Campbell's book, If Chins Could Kill, and it was like they talked about like how they would try to invent different things they would do with each movie, like try a new challenge, and so I just feel like I'm always trying to challenge myself with each movie, try to learn a little bit more each time, even though I'm an older filmmaker now. I have so much to learn still, and I just find myself just trying to do the next thing. Like, the one thought recently was, can I do anything in 3D? I don't know. Is there any short films that are ever done in 3D? I just was curious, maybe I'll try that. So, I mean, it's that kind of thing. I think it's just important to keep challenging yourself. It makes life interesting.
Yeah, that's a good spirit to have. Any questions from the audience here? Yes, sir.
Where'd you find that huge tunnel?
Yeah, it's by my house. It's by my house. The guerrilla shot, it's like sneaking the camera wherever you can get I always take note of those things. Other filmmakers maybe do that, like, oh, that thing. Someday I want to get that in there. So I guess I try to steal the shots of those things before they, before someone says, oh, you need a permit for that, So that was one of those ones I was like, I gotta get this in a movie somehow.
Any other questions here? Yes, sir?
A moment when you lied to him and tell him that he fell from the grid as a baby.
Mm-hmm.
There was totally there was no wink to the audience that you were lying. There was no half beat of sort of, here we go, or a gulp or a wink or anything. Was there ever a conversation where you were gonna? I thought it was a really bold choice to just play it straight faced and just have this story in your head like you had previous clients. It was just, I just wondered where that conversation went.
Well, thanks. That's I guess as the other actors in the room, my thought about like comedy is like play it as straight as possible. You don't get to have the fun, but the audience gets to have the fun at your expense. And I feel a little bit like that with that moment of just sort of don't tell it too much. Just be hopefully like the character is a good actor there. He's had to lie to clients before was the thought, and he hopefully he's kind of good at it, and the audience knowing the story. If you know the story well, you'll read into it. I think
Yeah.
Great. Any question over here?
Beautiful set of variations on Beethoven's Ninth. It seems to really add something. There's consistency, but variation hints, cues the emotion that's in that scene. Was that your composer bringing that to the party, or did you guys?
we had that in mind from the start. Duane and I collaborated a little bit on some of the script things, and that was one of the things that we collaborated on. And we had our composer do some of the composing backwards. So I believe that one of the Ode to Joys, he scored it back, he played it backwards, and then we played it forwards. So some of the memory stuff was written to be played forward, but when they recorded it, they played it. How do you put that? They recorded it to be played forward, to be reversed. Yeah. So.
Well, all right. Well, thank you very much. We appreciate it.